Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear it? Got the camera on?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah, I do. We talk my deep voice.
Hey,
I think it
dude.
makes my dick longer, but it doesn't because I don't really have one. What?
Yeah, how much sex are you having these days?
Twice as much as you? I got 2 hands. Oh, no, you get that one, do you?
I got that one.
What's up, everybody? FknBucky coming at you. Another podcast. Lots of stuff to get to, lots of stuff to talk about. Got Hayden over here on my side. I'm sure all of you hate him as much as I do, but we're stuck with him. So for right now, we'll keep him until I can find a way to drag him to a big hole and throw him in it. Kind of like that Sparta hole. Remember that? This is Sparta. He kicks that dude. I can't really kick, so I'll just have to trick you and then shove you down in that hole.
Yeah, if you go down a hill or something, get enough speed and ram into me.
No, I'm smart enough. I could probably get you to jump in there on your own.
When I was in 4th grade, I did a Sparta kick on the door to like get out for recess, and I got detention. It was like got in big trouble. I love the Sparta kick, you know.
Everyone that cares, please raise your hand. I know none of you are raising your hands either. So let's rock and roll. FknBucky, the podcast. I spell it, you say it. And when I say you say it, what does that mean, Hayden?
Fucking Bucky.
There you go. Don't let your kids say it till you leave the room, because you know they're going to. And everybody out there that thinks they don't, you're an idiot. And first and foremost, before I get into calling everyone in the world stupid, which I do often, I do want to take a moment and touch on a few things. First being the hurricane, absolutely devastating to Western North Carolina, parts of Georgia, parts of Florida. The people in Western North Carolina, the ones that were just absolutely had their lives upended, destroyed by Hurricane Helene. Man, they need everything you can do.
No, it's Helen, right?
Helene.
No. How many Helenes do you know? It's definitely Helen.
I don't know any Helens, and I don't know any fucking Helenes either.
I know a Helen.
It's just, shut up. Why are you talking? I'm in the moment of a heartfelt message, and I got your annoying, stupid voice. Do it again. I'm going to take that microphone, I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to make you sit outside in the penalty box. Shut up, don't move, and think about crayons or something. Isn't that what you had for your last meal? Box of crayons? He huffs glue, too, just so people know, okay? So back to before us, so rudely interrupted over the pronunciation of a storm that killed 227 people so far, because that's obviously the most important part.
They got to watch out. I mean, I hear sandbags help. You put them over the windows.
Put sandbags over the windows. By all means, continue giving this incredible advice. Fuck all the people that are dead and don't have homes anymore. I want to talk about me. Use my fake deep voice. And all of you would have been fine if you just put sandbags over your windows. That's all. What a bunch of idiots. Wow.
Oh.
I hope that everyone sandbags their windows.
Did they not do that?
Upcoming storm.
Did they not do that, though?
You don't put a sandbag over a window. What's wrong with you?
Or what do you put it over then?
Nothing.
Maybe the bottom of a door?
Yeah, because that'll save. That helps. There you go. I swear to God, people,
Where did I
if you're
get that
taking
from?
advice from him to save your life, I want you to die. I want you to come pick him up. You guys can sandbag the shit out of some windows somewhere and die. Okay? You're going to do the world a better favor. Don't make babies. I don't want any more of you. Okay? I don't want little babies out there with a hammer trying to fill up a sandbag because they're too stupid to know what a hammer is to put over a window. Wow. Okay. That experiment is over. I'm sorry. I will never let him talk again at any kind of length. But I just wanted to prove to you. This is why I tell him to shut up. by the time he says 4 words. I'm doing this for you. All of you. So before I was so rudely interrupted over and over and over, I do truly hope that the people that need to evacuate in Florida, you better do it. And I hope you did it, because by the time you hear this, the storm is probably already going to have hit. These storms are no joke. Very, very scary. It happens the more and more that we populate areas. These storms come in, man, and they bring a lot of water. They bring a lot of power, and people lose their lives. And it's going to happen again tomorrow. And it's horrid. And I wish it didn't have to happen, but it's part of life. It's part of the planet. The best you can do is get out of the area, let it happen. It's only stuff. You can replace stuff. You can find a way, but you can't replace your life. So get out early and move along. I'm not going to harp on it because there's a lot that has already been said. There's a lot of people out there that are already talking about it nonstop. I'm not going to get into the politics of things. There's a lot of people, the government isn't there soon enough. There's been a bazillion stories about North Carolinians and Georgians helping their neighbors and helping each other. I've been to Asheville many times. I've gone up there for work over and over, a few times a month for years. And it's a beautiful city. And some of the areas that are completely underwater is the exact area that I used to stay in. So it's just crazy. And the pictures and the things that I've seen, my friends that I've talked to that are up there, brutal. When I remember when I was in high school, we had biblical floods in Iowa, and it was insane, the amount of water.
Like God
that went through.
Well, what do you mean biblical? Like,
shut up. Everybody else in the world knows what I'm talking about when I say biblical, so I'm not here to educate you.
Like a Noah's Ark kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Noah's Ark. So Noah's Ark floated by, and I already gave you your time. Shut up. I'm done with you. Massive flooding. And we all saw it. Fuck.
Asheville is considered...
Shut up. Shut up. Fucking shut up. Get it. Just hurry up and get done so I can have a flow and I can talk. What?
Well,
what the fuck do you want to say?
Okay. Asheville is considered a very liberal city, right?
Who fucking cares? Is it Trump's fault? Is it Kamala's fault? Did Kamala make it rain? She do a little rain dance in the backyard because she's an Indian?
She believes in that stuff.
Why are you still talking?
You're getting on.
I'm not kidding. Shut up. For what? What do you want? You got some other advice? You got some other dumb shit question you want to ask me? Did God kill Asheville? Probably P. Diddy's fault. That's probably. I understand. I understand. You're just upset. You lost your chance, and you're taking it out on me, and it's okay. I get it. You wanted to. I mean, your life goal was to be passed around like a box of tissues at a P. Diddy party. And that's not going to happen for you now.
I think it's lube.
I know you had a lot of white outfits in your closet, just praying that the day you'd get called up to the big leagues.
No, dude, I could see you at a white party.
If I grew up where you grew up, I would have kicked your ass every day of high school. I might go back there and just pay someone to beat the shit out of you next time you go home.
We'll see who could be a worthy match. You'd have to find like a really nitty-gritty Mexican,
Yeah, I'll make sure she's past 7th grade. Now that we've confirmed that I know how to say Hurricane Helene, and I'm not stupid, then now we can move on with other things. Like when I talked about being in massive floods and what they call biblical floods, biblical things, which means that it happens every so many thousand years. But, some people know this because they read and they listen more than they talk. And other people just shoot their mouths off. So when I was a kid, before I was so rudely interrupted, we had these massive floods that happened back in Iowa. And, the water was everywhere. It was over roads, washed out the golf course that we had. Houses got jacked up. And we had a trestle bridge that was outside of town. Really old, when the trains used to still run through. And we'd all walk down there onto that bridge. And there was 4 of us that walked down to this trestle bridge to see about jumping off of it. We had heard other kids that were older than us had talked about doing it when the water floods up. And so we went down there. And there was 3 of us. There was 3 guys, 1 girl. And I'm not going to say the girl's name, but she's very high up in the Army right now. I believe she is a colonel, which is quite amazing. I don't know much more than that, but she could go to be a general at someday.
That's hot.
She's pretty remarkable. But when we were kids, 16, 17, if that, probably 16, I think. Her and I were in the same grade, and then there was the other 2 guys that were with us were a year or 2 older. Anyways, we went down there and we're looking off the edge of this bridge at the water going underneath. The water's going by very fast. It's very high. But it's still probably a 20-foot drop down. So it was a ways. But the 3 of us, the 3 guys, we were all standing and looking over the edge of the bridge at the water going by. And all I heard was boom, 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 boom. Poof. This chick, man, she jumped right off that bridge. Didn't even, no second thought about it at all. I didn't even take it off my sandals, man. I was still standing there looking at it. She just dropped her sandals, took her shirt off, and jumped off this bridge. It was ballsy. I was scared. I didn't even really want to do it, to be honest. But once I saw her flying through the air, even if I died, I was still going to jump off that stupid bridge. There's so many logs and crap in that water. We were told not to go down there. My dad said, under no certain terms, don't go jump off that bridge. I'm pretty sure that was the same day I went and jumped off that bridge. So, parents, if you're out there, if you tell your kids not to go do something, they're probably going to go do that. So, Hurricane Milton's coming. And they name these things. They go in alphabetical order. That's why M comes after H, right? Each little storm gives themselves a name. So look, there's N-O-P. Can you imagine if the next storm, they name it Hurricane P. Diddy?
Maybe we should sandbag the windows. That's a great idea. That's what everybody wants, a bunch of sand in their window.
Stuff to watch the news, stuff to watch stuff about the hurricane, stuff to watch news about this, the P. Diddler. I think a lot of stuff is going to come out. I think a lot of stuff that happened is going to get buried. They're going to let out what they want us to know, and the rest of it's going to get down. I think it goes pretty deep. There's talk now of even Oprah being involved.
Big O.
There's a picture of LeBron James wearing a maid outfit. Quite awkward
No,
to
there's
see.
not.
And you know what I do find, and the P. Diddy, I mean, this is a big deal. And LeBron James, I'm not really a fan. I'm just not. I'm a Kobe guy, so that's that. But LeBron is out there. He had a lot to say about all kinds of stuff with his big platform and whatnot. But he's been very, very silent when it comes to the B. Diddy. P. Diddy tape recorded everything that happened, video recorded everything that happened, gave many people lots of drugs, sometimes without their knowledge, and then had them do crazy things and use that as power to do as much as he did. And the company that he kept, the Obamas, Hillary, Donald Trump, LeBron James, these are all people that have been on tape over and over talking about how great P. Diddy was. Ain't no party like a P. Diddy party. Isn't that what you said, LeBron? And then you have these other people, Cat Williams, that have been saying something ain't right over there. Those guys are weird. Something's wrong there. Oh, he admitted it. And he said I was drunk. I do believe that there was a lot of stuff that happened. And I think parts of it were to humiliate them and to use these pictures, these videos, to have people in your pocket, have them in your corner. Harvey Weinstein did it. He's now in prison. Jeffrey Epstein did it. He's now dead. And Puff Daddy did it in a big way. And there's a lot of people that have been deleting their social media pages. When I say people, like, I'm talking celebrities. And the power runs really deep, or I should say the power runs deep, but so does the list of people that are involved. And when, these sexual allegations are one thing, the sexual assault, I mean, I read that there's definitely minors on video, some, and even before they were teens on video with Puff Daddy. And if this is true, then he should be in prison for life, because that's what we do in this country to people that do that shit. But in truth, we should hang him by his nuts off of a bridge until the birds peck his eyes out and eat him, which I hope would take a really long time. But we can't do that. That's not civilized, is what you say. But, I want people to just remember that the same people that are on TV every fucking day telling you how horrible of a person you are because you want to vote a certain way, or how horrible of a person you are because you want to protect your family a certain way. If you want to have a firearm in your home to protect yourself, then you're a horrible person, and every school shooting is your fault. These same people that tell you that everything that you do in your life is wrong, you should, your carbon footprint is bad because, you should spend an extra $25,000 and buy an electric car. Otherwise, you're a shitbag of a human. Meanwhile, while they parade around the world in their private jets that cause way more emissions than either you or I will do in our entire lifetime. I mean, those jets do more in one trip than most of us will do in our lifetime. So just think about that. And then they go on the TV to tell you that you've got to change the oven in your house because you're creating global warming, which is also BS. Are the ones that are secretly manipulating the system, manipulating young lives out there. These people have been in interviews for years saying that individuals like Puff Daddy, Oprah, Tyler Perry have been using their thumb on the scales. They have been using and abusing other people in the industry, particularly black people, young black artists that are trying to come up, that you either play the game their way or you don't get to play at all. And by playing the game their way, you have to do things that you would never normally do. They videotape you, and then they use that to make sure that you don't ever cross them. And that's effed up. Think about that for a second. I mean, if you change the names, instead of P. Diddy, it was Eric Trump. Imagine how crazy the media storm would be every single day.
And we're back to Trump.
What we're back to is the fact that this was allowed to go on for decades. People knew this monster was doing these things. And the only time they finally went and raided his house is when they thought that he might start leaking information. They had to get ahead of it. They had to get in control of some of these tapes. Some of it's out there. I think it's going to get a lot worse for a lot of people. And I hope they all go down. I hope every single one of them that destroyed these lives of people for the simple fact that they could. The money they had wasn't enough already. Oprah's a billionaire, so what does she care if she's out there? Why is she trying to crush people? Puff Daddy, how many millions did he have? So why is he out there drugging people, sexually assaulting them, videotaping them, and then using those to blackmail people into God knows what? And I'm sure there's a lot of names that are going to come out, and a lot of people that you probably really like their artistry, you like their movies. But I got to tell you, they're actors and they're singers. And just because you can sing a good song does not mean that you're a good human. And most of the worst people out there are the ones that nobody saw coming, you know? The serial killer that everybody thought was a great person. Well, he was a great neighbor. I can't believe he had women locked in his freaking basement. Well, just because you're a good talk show host doesn't make you a wonderful person either. We saw it with Ellen DeGeneres. She's an asshole. Her old staff hated her. And so she's out. So I'm just saying. This string has started to unravel, and I hope they take it all the way to the end, regardless of whose name is on that piece of paper. That's how I feel about that. Hayden's been quiet. He's been sitting over there smiling happily, thinking about LeBron and that maid outfit.
Nope.
Should have brought that up way earlier, and I could have had him quiet this whole time. I recently spoke about the small towns in the United States and the fact that they are dying, if not dead already. I drove to one tonight. I was in South Carolina driving around, and it's almost sad. It's not almost. It is sad. It's sad at how right I was about that. Because, man, you drive on these downtown streets, and there are no shops open anymore. They're gone. And I just know. I'm not going to harp on it again. I know I already went through it. I think some people had made comments on a couple of the videos. And I really want people to let me know what you think and what you see. I'm here in South Carolina. I'm also very familiar with Wisconsin, Iowa. But what about where you're from? I mean, are the local stores still there? Are they not there? And what do you think about it? And here, I'm going to give you one good reason and something that I don't think people quite understand. When you have small towns and you have Bob's Clothing Shop, Jim's Tackle Shop,
Dean's Sardines.
Really? Have you ever been to a sardine store?
No.
Jesus. Why not? Just sit over there and just hit yourself in the head softly. But what happens is these massive companies come in, and a Cabela's, a Bass Pro, right? No more Bob's Tackle Shop and Bill's Clothing Stores, now Walmart. The money that you go down there and you spend, you might spend a little bit less. But now that money and those profits, they don't stay inside that little town that you have. They go. How many people that are executives or shareholders, massive shareholders of Walmart live in your town? And the answer is 0. But Bob's Clothing Store, well, Bob lived in town. He stays there. His family's in town. His kids go to school with your kids. But when those businesses go away, then they don't come back, one. But so does that uniqueness to your town, and so does that closeness and that the feeling of community. It's sad, because all those profits, they go to somewhere else. They go to a different state, sometimes a different country. A lot of these big corporations are owned by companies that aren't even in the United States. Bevmo owns Budweiser. Did you know that? Bevmo is a Belgian company. So every time you crack a Budweiser, that money, that profit, goes to a company in Belgium. Good for the Belgians, not so good for Americans. It's sad. It sucks. To me, I think it sucks. So yeah, Everything you can get a little bit cheaper. It's all made in China, who doesn't give a shit about you or your community, by the way. And it falls apart after about 3 months of use. So there you go. So when you're driving around or you're commenting on this video or you're commenting on this podcast, I want to know, does it make you upset that we've killed the small towns and we've killed the communities that make this country so great and so unique? And how do you feel about that? Is it just progress? Am I just old-minded? You know? That's it, man. That's all I want. I just want to buy my cheap China crap from Walmart and have it fall apart. I love that world, Bucky. Or would you wish that there was things still made locally and sold by people that you know and people that you care about and people that you want to support? I don't know anybody that works for or owns a Dollar General. I don't know anybody that's on the board of executives for Walmart. I don't know any of the dickheads at Bevmo that bought Budweiser and then ruined Bud Light, which I hate that beer, by the way. I hated it before they got to be stupid. I don't know. I drive around this country and I drive around these little towns and I see this shop at the shop with just windows and nothing in it and nothing there. And a dollar store. Definitely in the South. I don't know about up north anymore. But it's all the same. It's all the same stuff. And all the profits go to the same 20 people. So instead of having 50 families in your little town that own shops and supporting them, all that money you spend and all that money that gets made gets shipped off to somewhere, God knows where. And those people are spending your money and sitting back and counting a lot of it. And so when you're buying and you're making those decisions with your dollars, just think about it a little bit. What are you really supporting?
You don't have to wrap it up right now. I'm just letting you know.
Why don't you just say that?
I'm just a good producer.
I can't get you to shut the fuck up forever, and now you're giving me hand signals like suddenly like you know how to speak to deaf people.
I'm a pro, man.
You're an idiot. You got a microphone, you're 3 feet from me, and you're waving your freaking arms around. I'm a pro. Just say it. Hey, the camera's about to go. Why don't you wrap and do an outro real quick? Okay, I can do that. Thanks, producer. There you go. Instead, Yahoo! I'm a cowboy. Where's LeBron in his maid outfit? Yeehaw! Just beat the shit out of him. Oh, man. Maybe a tooth. I'm going to knock one of your front teeth out. I'm going to wear it around like a freaking necklace and make P. Diddy happy. Maybe you guys can be cellmates.
No.
You know?
I'd beat the fuck out of him, dude.
Would you? Yeah. I bet you. Oh, 122 pounds of you. Oh, you get over here, P. Diddler. No, you're not getting me. That's not a baby Ruth in my pocket, P. Diddler. You're the best Sally ever. I want you to think about small towns, folks. I want you to love your neighbors, talk to them. I want you to vote for whoever you want to. Don't be influenced by anyone else. You know your life. You know what you want for your children, for those that you love. And however you fall on that, that's how you fall. I'm not going to necessarily agree with you, but in this country, you're free to think how you want to, and I'm okay with that. Don't fault somebody else for believing in the way that they believe. As long as you're being kind and you're not hurting anybody else. That's American. There's nothing that we can't overcome. We're an amazing, amazing place. In struggle, it is a part of life. Nobody wants to have to go through it. Nobody wants to do hardship, but it happens. I've been through many of it in my life. And every time I come out stronger and every time I come out a better person. So there will be good that comes out of this struggle. And heroes will be made. Are you telling me to sit?
Well, I'm not gonna fucking tell you to
Wow,
stand, am
dude.
I?
Stupid son of a. So as I was saying, take care of each other and kill the stupid. Starting with him. And anyone who looks like him. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. I don't really want anybody to kill him. I'm going to do that shit myself.